Hey. How's it going? Sanjo here. Hope you're well. Popping in just before we kick off this rather interesting episode of Oldie But A Goodie. Interesting because the movie that we cover is something else. But as always, this show is brought to you by Patreon, powered by Patreon, patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod. And we're offering something new up there at the moment. As you've probably noticed, we've got ads on the show now. And if you want access to the ad-free versions of these shows, patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod, the $1 tier will grant you access to ad-free episodes. Or you can sign up to the $5 tier, get some bonus episodes as well. On Wednesday, we're dropping a extended bonus battle between two new movies. First time we've ever done that. The new Uncharted film and the new Resident Evil movie. Two video game films that came out recently. We're doing a bonus battle between the two of them up on Patreon. Check it out if you want. Link in the episode description. And let's jump into this wild review of Luck of the Irish with our guest this week, Danny McGinlay. Now, I was working with Danny earlier in the year on the stage show Shakespeare Aliens, alongside friends of the show Rob Lloyd, Jen Spears. But you might also know him from comedy all around Australia, as well as the movie The Merger and the podcasts They Came to Play and Danny Boyd. This is a super fun episode. Hope you enjoy it. So without any further ado, here it is. Luck of the Irish. Have fun.
Imagine a year where a movie proves once and for all that you can be racist to white people.
Oi, what year? No.
Oh, no.
What year is that, Zach?
The year is 2001.
Hello and welcome to Oldie But A Goodie, the podcast reviewing movies from 2001 in the order they came out in. My name is Sandro. As always, I'm joined by Zach.
Oi, how's it going, laddies?
Ah, no.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm going to have to hold myself back throughout this whole review because it's ingrained in my body now. I feel half Irish myself now.
Well, yeah, this week you picked a Disney Channel original movie about basketballing and leprechauns and stuff, and we were like, we've got to get a guest in.
Was it a basketball movie?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't. Sorry, I know you haven't introduced me, but I can't hold back.
We still were like, we've got to get a guest on who knows something about sports. Every time we do a sports movie, we're like, we need a sports guest, and so we enlisted comedian and sports podcaster Danny McGinlay to come in. Danny, was this a sports movie? What's your final judgment?
This is a steaming pile of racist crap that had a basketball scene towards the end. And this is Sandro. You know, we've only known each other a few months, and you said, "Hey, man, you want to come on my movies podcast?" I thought, "Yeah, great. Love to talk movies. I always have to talk about sport, and I love movies." You go, "You just have to watch this film." I go, "Oh, okay, all right, I guess I'll watch it." Oh my God. I got through 6 beers going through watching this movie. Like, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, and although I do have Irish heritage, that was a lot for my liver.
Full six-pack.
I thought we were done with this racist, unfunny kids movies when we decided to move into 2001 and not do the 80s anymore, but oh no!
It got worse.
What? Who?
How can something be so culturally aware yet so culturally insensitive?
What was culturally aware about it there, Zach?
Well, the whole thing was that it was supposed to be about ancestors, and it had, like, you know, all the flags, and then it was like, it repeatedly referenced the fact that, oh yeah, Native Americans were here beforehand.
Yeah.
You know? And yet somehow it's all about the land of the free. We're all about immigrants coming to America. And I'm like, wait.
It's like having all those flags up was just Disney staring at them going, look at all the countries we used to be able to make fun of.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a good way to describe this movie. It's Disney being like, all right, who have we got left? And they made Luck of the Irish. terrible film. I will say, though, I was never bored during it.
I was boggled. I was boggled that they could make something like this.
Mm.
How did this come together? I was fascinated throughout.
I wonder if they had just people in the cast and crew, because a big thing with Irish Americans is they'll claim to be Irish even though their family have lived in America for like 10 generations, but they'll say, yeah, I'm 100% Irish. I'm totally Irish. You ever been there? No. I guess I should give my bona fides. I was conceived in Ireland.
Wow.
But born in Australia. I have been to the motherland. But my mum's Irish, my dad's Scottish, but his father was Irish. So he's got a Scottish accent, but we are properly Irish. Not enough that I can speak Gaelic, but enough that I eat potatoes with every meal. How's that?
Okay. So I like how we got you on here expecting you to be outraged about the fact that this was a bad basketball movie, but turns out we got you on here and you're outraged because this film was racist towards.
Oh, I've got a lot of flaws in the basketball as well. First of all, the whole premise of the film is the kid, whatever, what's his name? It's Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Kyle has a lucky coin that, makes him hit all of his shots and whatever. All right, two things there. Why did no one notice that this young basketball kid has 100% field goal rate? Like, that is just unheard of. Michael Jordan wouldn't even come close to 100%. That would be national news if a kid could never miss a shot.
Yeah.
Second of all, the lucky coin he wears around his neck, that would be illegal in basketball. You can't wear jewelry like that because it could other players could get their fingers caught in it and it could break their thumbs and stuff like that. You would not be allowed to wear that coin. So two premises to start this film are already wrong.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna say it's lucky that that everyone doesn't know that he has this 100% win rate, right? You know.
Okay, this is good.
Guess that's a way to write it off. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second one being, I don't know. Why did I was like, why doesn't he tuck it underneath his shirt? He's gonna lose that coin at some point. And as it turns out, he does lose it. So you know what. Well deserved.
Well, yeah, we'll get into all the dirty details about Luck of the Irish very, very soon. But first, Zach, you of course picked this.
I apologize.
And you picked this out of many movies that came out this week in 2001. Let's see which one would have been better.
Is there an all of the above option?
Probably. Let's also see, Danny, if you've heard of any of these before. So,
Okay.
15 Minutes came out this week back in 2001.
With Robert De Niro.
Two guys who joined forces to take down some murderers who like to film their crimes. Robert De Niro is in that one, yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. That's I remember that being quite a fun little film.
All right, yeah, so would have been better, probably.
Yep. No, it is. Yep.
Company Man, a high school teacher in the 60s, becomes an international spy and becomes involved in the plot to overthrow Fidel Castro. Could have been a bit of fun.
Oh, yeah. Looks. Who's in that?
Sigourney Weaver and, Woody Allen, but, you know.
Oof.
Oh, okay. Nah.
Pass.
Get Over It is based off of Midsummer's Night Dream, about a guy who tries to win back his girlfriend by joining the school play. It's just High School Musical.
Yes. No, so that would have been in reaction to 10 Things I Hate About You being such a hit. There was a few high school movies based on Shakespearean plays that came out. And I think, I might be wrong, that had Cisco in it. Cisco, the one-hit wonder of Thong Song.
Oh, yes.
May have been in that. I might be mixing up my high school Shakespeare films.
And your final option was Princess of Thieves. Keira Knightley is Robin Hood's daughter, and she has to take over the role when he gets kidnapped.
Is that a comedy or is that a serious? Is that?
It's another Disney movie. I remember watching it when I was quite young. It's fine.
There's a lot of Disney films being pumped out.
So it's Disney Robin Hood. Is her father a fox?
From memory, you never see the father. So It
could be a fox.
I want to believe that it is a fox, and she has to fight against the Sheriff of Nottingham, who is voiced by the guy from Green Acres.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this chat, boys, because normally in my world of sports broadcasting, I am normally the nerdiest guy in the room by a country mile, because I deal with AFL footballers and whatnot, and I always thought I was a really nerdy guy. And then I was working with Rob Lloyd and people like yourself on Shakespeare Aliens. You guys are Champions League. I am absolutely a base level nerd. I thought just because I'd seen all 9 Star Wars films, I was up and about, but oh man.
I think that makes you less of a nerd nowadays.
Being a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't say I enjoyed them. I said I watched them.
Okay.
No,
Because you've
for
got to
sure.
hate most of them to be a real nerd, of course.
No, I hated Last Jedi, so don't worry, I'm normal.
Oh, no. That's the one I like.
Oh,
anyway.
no. Oh, yeah, I forgot you had the wrong opinion.
So this movie was released March 9th, just a week before St. Patrick's Day.
Of course. Gotta get it in there. Yeah. Honestly, the most appropriate movie release we've had this year.
Yeah, because Valentine came out 2 weeks before Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And that's the only themed film we've done this year so far, so...
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah, it's directed by Paul Hohen, who is still doing Disney movies to this day. Recently, he did 2 films in the Zombies series. If you're unfamiliar, they are dance musicals about a zombie football star and a human cheerleader who fall in love.
What? Why is that a thing?
Money, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe we should make you watch those films.
Disney do hang on, but it's not... Okay.
Yeah.
A zombie is a reanimated corpse driven by the need to consume brains in order to dull the pain of feeling itself rot.
Yes.
That doesn't mean they can't find love.
Yes, it does. They don't care about love. They just care about brains.
Whoa. Are you saying that zombies don't have rights?
Yes, I am.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe I'm quite right wing in this, but maybe I've found my Andrew Bolt moment. But this is where I take a stand.
You found your hill. You're gonna die on it.
No, I'm not going to die on it. I stay living. I am anti-dead.
That's right. When I say zombies, it more looks like some attractive 18-year-old in like grey makeup.
Like, even if they do get together, him and this cheerleader, like, surely, they're making out. Urges are going to take over, not lustful ones, the ones to eat her brains.
You can only hope. That would be funny.
What do we got for the cast? Ryan Merriman is Kyle. He was in a bunch of other Disney Channel stuff. He's also in The Ring 2 and Final Destination 3, where I can only assume he dies.
Yeah.
He definitely looked like a Kyle.
Sure. What does that mean?
Yeah, don't you know, like a Kyle, like a guy who pounds down a Monster Energy drink before trying to hit up girls much younger than him?
That does sound like a Kyle.
Yeah. It's a Kyle, He was perfectly cast as a Kyle. He's got frosted tips almost. He almost has them. At one point.
It's a good name for the character. Kyle's a good dude bro's name.
Yeah.
You can imagine him skating, wearing a long sleeve white t-shirt with a band t-shirt over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
I just need to say that on behalf of our network, we're sorry to Kyle's, I guess.
No, we're not. He is. I'm not.
The grandpa, Riley O'Reilly, is played by Henry Gibson.
Yes, now I recognised him.
Yes.
I picked him very early. That's the Illinois Nazi from Blues Brothers.
It is. It is indeed. He's also in Gremlins 2, Inner Space, The Burbs, and he is Wilbur in Charlotte's Web.
What?
Wow.
He's the voice of Wilbur.
As in the 1970s one?
Yeah.
Really? I watched that pretty recently with my kids. Wilbur's, I don't know how derogatory we can be in language. Wilbur is such a whiny little brat in that film.
Yeah.
He's just watching as a parent. I don't want to die. Oh, Charlotte, help me. Mate, Charlotte's got her own problems. Just let her give birth to her kids rather than save your fat ass. Jeez.
The mum's from Groundhog Day. She's in Groundhog Day for a bit.
I had her from She's the Woman from Seinfeld that Newman dumped and Jerry couldn't, and then Jerry's dating her and he couldn't deal with the fact that Newman dumped her.
Oh,
there you go.
My Seinfeld knowledge is clearly not up to scratch.
It's all right. I'm older than you guys. I grew up on it. It's only one episode. It's not even a great one. But yeah. No, I thought her accent was probably the best considering she had the worst dialogue.
Yeah.
I was about to say she had the worst. She had the unfortunate goal of jumping us into the Irish accents.
Yeah. She at one point she says, I think she says, "Oh, you'll have a bit of the Blarney." Now, I assume that's reference to the Blarney Stone, which is a stone at Blarney Castle. If you kiss it, you get the gift of the gab. But I've never heard it used as an adjective. You don't say you've got the Blarney. You've got the gift of the gab from kissing the Blarney Stone at best.
Yeah,
but that's strictly for tourists.
Yeah. No, that sounds like it's something you need to tell your doctor about, not us.
I wonder then, because there's a lot of Irish, for want of a better term, the buzzwords in the movie. But Google wasn't real. It's 2001, so the writer didn't Google things Irish people say and put them in the movie.
Oh, I think he went into one of those mass-produced mainstream Irish pubs that you see in airports just wrote down random words that he found on beer coasters.
They had a kid's meal and it came with a box with facts on it and he just took that home and used that.
The guy that plays Seamus, the bad guy, he's in Xena, Warrior Princess.
It's not what I picked him for. I was very proud of myself for picking this guy. He's in Starship Troopers. Blink and you miss it. It's those ads at the start of Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more? Mm-hmm. He's in one scene where he goes, "Are you psychic? Maybe you are." And that's what Neil Patrick Harris sort of goes into, but it's just one scene. But from that, I picked him. So this was
well done.
Yeah, I was very impressed with my brain for that one.
Yeah, I remember that. I did not think of him immediately in that, but yes, I think you're right. Wow,
I looked it up. It's true. That is one hell of a pick. Good work.
Thank you. What a great film, Starship Troopers. Why can't we review that? That's a brilliant film.
Oh, yeah. Because it doesn't have any sports, unless violence is a sport.
Yes, there is. At the very start, in the first scene, Johnny Rico plays against, in this futuristic indoor gridiron game, Johnny Rico plays for the Tigers. They play against the local high school who are the Giants. And the Tigers win, which is a precursor to the 2019 AFL Grand Final.
But it's not a real sport, so it doesn't count.
Are you saying American football is not a real sport? Because you're exactly right. It's terrible.
Hey!
I'm saying we can't do good movies on the show, so I have to find some excuse not to do the good ones.
Speaking of sports, final cast member to mention is real-life basketball star Thurl Bailey is Russell's dad. He filmed all his stuff in one day, probably, and he's there.
Yeah. I made a note of him. I didn't realise he was Russell's dad until the very end when he said, "That's my boy," as he got the winning shot. Because for ages they just kept cutting to a random African-American guy in the auditorium, and I was like, is he just going to high school basketball matches?
Yeah. I think we're supposed to make a link, which isn't great.
What, because there's the only two black characters? Come on!
Yes.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Very much so. Have you seen the rest of this film? It's not exactly culturally sensitive.
Touche. Good point.
Yeah.
There's no audience score for this movie on Rotten Tomatoes because there's only 2 reviews, but they're both positive, so it would be 100%. I hate that.
Yeah.
The audience score is 53% though, so the audiences are more split. 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, but again, no one remembers this movie. Why are we doing it? No one's nostalgic for this. What are we doing?
We're torturing a guest, I think. I think that's the only reason we did this.
This is your beginner's call. All creatives to the Playhouse. I repeat, welcome to the Playhouse. Hey there, I'm
I'm Brooke Edwards.
And I'm Chelsea August.
And we are your hosts for The Playhouse, our new arts and entertainment podcast that opens the costume box and unravels all of the goodies in the industry.
From the makers who brought you Theatre House, your digital platform for all reviews, news and information,
comes our next venture, which brings you right behind the scenes and connects you with creatives worldwide. We are bringing the arts sector together to chat about the industry with all the issues that are important to you and all the tips and tricks from professionals to take you to the next level.
We hope you come along for the ride, step into the house and enjoy this great new show by Theatre House and That's Not Canon Productions.
Don't forget to head on over to theatrehouse.com and give us a follow on Instagram at either PlayhousePod or Theatrehouse. That's House, H-A-U-S.
We'll see you at the Playhouse. And scene.
We don't know how much it cost. We don't have taglines. So I guess that means we just jump right into the plot. It opens with a bunch of shots of like random eyeballs.
Yeah. It was a pull-out from the iris, like the opening shot of the TV show Lost. And starts with a nightmare sequence.
Yes.
Doesn't it? Like where he's come up here to perform at Multicultural Day and he can't get her attention because he's transformed into like a minuscule Smurf type creature. And doesn't he like wake up with a scream and go, "What if I have no heritage?" Going, hang on, dude, you were 5 centimeters tall. Let's focus on your physical issues first.
Well, maybe to him it's all natural, you know, and he doesn't really think about it at the time. Maybe that's something you should look into his psyche, because he might be related to something that's naturally small. I don't know.
What?
Is this penis reference? Is this what you're doing?
I think that's what you were saying.
I was just saying that he's like, the spoiler, a leprechaun.
Oh,
so it'd
yeah.
be natural for him to be small. It's just he's worried about his heritage, you know?
Ah. It's good for you to try and find a reason outside of a terrible script.
No. I am 100% on this movie script side. There's nothing wrong with it, and I will play defend it till the end.
All right.
Something's up.
I can find any excuse for anything you can throw at me. Trust me.
What's your excuse for this? Because he goes to ask his parents about his heritage.
Luck of the Irish.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, that explains it.
This is like, so if you could just explain everything on luck, I mean, this is sort of an issue I had with the Harry Potter movies. You could just sort of do everything cosmagic.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
His parents are the most suspicious parents I think I've ever seen in a movie.
They're terribly like, they can't even cover up. Look, just, if they're proper Irish, then, at first I thought they're IRA gun runners.
Yeah, no.
They're really bad ones because he says, "Hey, what's our heritage?" And they're like, "Oh, would you like some breakfast?" Like, do you know what's more suspicious than than not giving an answer? Nothing. Seriously, just come, like, rule 101 of witness protection, give yourself a backstory.
Yeah. Come up with something to tell him.
Oh, the dad keeps saying he's from Cleveland, but the thing is, he is from Cleveland, and even the way that he's saying the truth is suspicious. So
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. He doesn't, like, immediately go, "Oh, we're from Cleveland." No, he goes, "Oh my God, he asked about the heritage. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I say?" No, just tell him you're from Cleveland, because you're from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, no, just don't go into their mother's heritage, obviously.
Yeah.
They are the dumbest parents ever.
You know what it felt like? It felt like the pilot to a sitcom, where everyone knows the premise of your show, but you can't reveal it because you need something, like a twist for the pilot episode. And that's what this felt like. Just a really bad twist that everyone knew was coming. He's also the MVP at school. The way that they film him being the MVP, it's gotta be some of the worst filmed basketball I've ever seen. It's all just close-ups on, like, feet that obviously aren't the actors.
Yeah, there's a famous basketball film called White Men Can't Jump, which with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, and famously, the biggest struggle they had is Wesley Snipes can't play basketball. So if you look at, like, Woody's hitting some, they do some wide shots so Woody can hit some free throws. But whenever it's Wesley, it's a lot of mid shots with him looking like he's doing some fancy dribbling. And then, a back of the head as a couple of, a body double will do the slam dunk for Wesley.
Yeah, I liked whenever we saw the hoop, it was like a down low angled shot every time. It was just the same shot over and over again. It was good.
I'll tell you this though, I'm in a Aussie Rules movie called The Merger, which is about a small country footy team that has to merge because it doesn't have enough money or players, so they top it up with asylum seekers. And it's a feel-good extravaganza. I played the captain of the arch rivals. And what we did in the footy scenes is one of the extras was an actual AFL recruit. He was this 17-year-old. I think he's playing at the Giants now. And what we would do is whenever we needed to actually make kick a goal and show that, we would have to bring him in to actually be the stunt kicker.
Okay.
So that, I think that's pretty common in sports movies. You just have the designated person who can actually play the sport well to do what was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Why don't they just cast them as the lead then? Oh, wait, Space Jam. Never mind, don't do that. But yeah, The Merger, great movie. If you're in Australia, it's on Netflix. Give it a watch.
It is.
At school, what is Kyle's relationship to Bonnie? Does he like her? Because she asks him about his heritage and he gets flustered and then goes and does research.
Yes, on very time capsule specific Apple Macintosh computers.
Yes.
They're very 2001.
I had one of those.
Oh dear.
And by my parents had one of those.
It's also pre-Google days as well, so like the search engine he's using is the most dated search engine. But yeah, what do you think his relationship is to Bonnie, Danny? Because I was kind of confused.
Yeah, the whole school was very, very artificial. I mean, this is the only high school that doesn't have a uniform, but none of the kids wear brand name clothing. I noticed it was all very high five, just generic plain colours, maybe a bit of flanny. And also, like, do you guys watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, back in the day.
Okay, there was an episode this reminded me of where one of the kids who became there's those villains in season 6 called the Trio, and it's just 3 nerds.
I don't think I ever got up to season 6, actually.
No, neither. Sorry, you've lost us on season 6.
There's an episode where a nerdy kid sort of puts a spell on the entire school to just worship him, to make him the cool man on campus. Yeah. And everyone, and he does everything. Like, he's captain of the football team. He was also in The Matrix, and he's, school president, and then they work out that he's put a spell on him and everything. That's what this school felt like to Kyle. Like, everyone's just worshipping him as soon as he gets... Like, the whole point of the school is... Like, I can understand popular kids, you'd get that, but teenagers are very self-absorbed. They don't care about other kids that much. And also, even when he started losing, it was quite amazing how much everyone booed a high school student for having an off game. Like, I've seen some rabid sports fans at footy matches, but usually, if someone's really good, you give them a bit of grace period to stuff up a bit.
Yeah. Especially seeing he's the sole reason they're going to, they qualified at all.
Yeah, for the finals.
Yeah.
And he has as we know, an 100% shot rate.
Yes.
That clearly they didn't know about, because, otherwise, national news. But as soon as he starts sucking, all these parents are like, "Fuck you, child! You stupid piece of shit!"
That's pretty much what happened.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Boo! And I was like, "Oh my god, that would be traumatizing."
Yes, and then he gets to school and everyone's just yelling abuse at him.
Yeah, holy crap, did they turn?
Even the mascot just gives them a shake of their head.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the eagle! That's right, the eagle punches him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So to answer your question, clearly Bonnie, is that her name? The female, Bonnie Lopez. I guess she's the school, nerd, the Hermione Granger type because everyone talks about, oh, of course you're in charge of this, and and she just wants to play basketball.
Apparently, she just wants to play basketball. Great.
Yeah, her arc didn't have much screen time, unfortunately.
No.
And she had some terrible dialogue, but I thought she was an okay actor. Same with his no one was an absolutely awful actor in this.
No.
It was just a bad script, and whoever was the accent coach needs to be run out of Hollywood forever. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess their relationship is, he's the jock, she's the nerd. Forbidden love. I guess if they were ever going to make a sequel, it would be about that.
Maybe.
That would make a great movie, I feel, a guy that plays basketball, but then he doesn't want to play basketball or something, and he just wants to join up with a nerd, yeah.
And they're both in clubs and stuff, but they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only they've never made a film like that.
You've got to get your head in the ring.
Oh, that'd make a good song, actually.
We are all here together.
Yeah.
What's some other High School Musical songs? You must stick to how things are.
Whoa. Okay, that one's... I don't remember that one.
But just to give the audience an idea as to how bad the dialogue is, I wrote down a quote where Bonnie goes up to Kyle and is like, "What's your heritage? I'm doing a project. I need to know." And he's like, "History, that is so 10 minutes ago. Now, sports, that is happening right now. That's what we kids care about."
Oh. I thought you said that was going to be a bad line. That's incredible.
If you look at the quotes on IMDb, my favourite was not so much for the line, but how it is written. Russell says, "Dancing's not a sport." And then Riley O'Reilly says, and it says in brackets, "in generic stereotypical Irish accent, it is in Ireland."
Russell was barely there as well. That's another character who really could have used anything else.
He had one line that I went, "Whoa, that's a line in this movie. Oh my god."
Oh, hang on. I bet you I know which one it is, because Russell had the one joke that I really loved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the two jokes that made me laugh.
Yeah, is it when the granddad is talking about the hardship that the Irish had?
Yes, it is.
Great joke.
Yes.
Let's get credit where credit's due.
Yes.
For those who are never going to watch it, this is the one good joke. The granddad who's a leprechaun's talking about, us Irish, we came here and we had to work all the jobs that nobody else wanted, and it was terrible, and we got paid a pittance. And the black kid goes, "Well, at least you were paid."
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Where did that come from, movie? Whoa.
And he delivered it so deadpan. It was just offhand.
Yeah.
It's almost like the director, it's almost like the actor impro'd it and the director went, "Well, that sounds like dialogue."
You know what?
Yeah.
It probably was. There's like an Irish festival in town for St. Patrick's Day, I guess.
Yep.
And so the main character, Kyle, he goes to it. There's this creepy guy in the crowd who keeps saying "top of the morning."
Yeah.
I can also tell you without any fear of being corrected, I have never heard anyone in my family or in my time in Ireland say "top of the morning" to you.
Top of the morning to you, laddie. Yeah. I like how he even cringed after saying it every time. He was like, "Fuck, I hate this job."
They walk up to who they don't know yet, but it is the grandfather. He's there, and he does this, like, coin flip.
That's
except
great.
all the coins are CGI. And, of course, because it's 2001 and everyone's obsessed with Michael Flatley, there's a Riverdance sequence where Kyle just joins in.
Whoa!
What?
To be fair, it's not that hard.
Seamus, he's doing a show in the fair thing and he steals the magic coin. And then the next morning, Kyle wakes up and something's a bit different around the house.
Yeah, so this is the sequence, I believe, called the most unlucky day of his life.
Yes.
And suddenly Kyle doesn't have his magic powers, and he's shrinking. He's becoming a leprechaun, like a proper cartoon-style leprechaun. And, things get spilled on him, and he misses basketball shots, and...
And his mother's turning super Irish.
That's right. Okay, let's pull up the pony there, little chickens. Okay, so she starts speaking with a proper Irish accent, calls him boyo, and that happens a lot in the film. Now, I'm just going to point out, boyo is what Welsh people say, not Irish.
Oof.
And she cooks him an Irish breakfast.
Which looks pretty good.
Oh, man, it's absolutely fantastic what she cooked for him. But, however, there was a mistake in there. So, there was bacon, eggs, bangers, and she said black and white pudding.
Black and white? Yeah, I was also confused. Why is it black and white pudding?
Well, there are two separate things. There is black pudding and there is white pudding. However, she's only got black pudding in there. Black pudding has little white chunks through it, but white pudding is made from a totally different way of doing blood sausage. So that as an amateur chef, I was very insulted by that as well.
Yes. I have also dabbled in the chefing, and that was one of the things I was going to bring up. What is black and white pudding? Because I've had black pudding. I've even made black pudding before.
Well, it's because the movie's trying to be, like, culturally sensitive, right? So it's going to have both.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be diverse. It's a Disney movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Disney films are known for their cultural sensitivity.
And she also makes him like pig's trotters for lunch. Now that's I've never had that in all my time eating mum and dad's cooking. We never had pig's trotters. She could have just made him stew, because traditional Irish stew is made with lamb's neck. So they could have just said lamb neck stew, and it would have been accurate and still sound gross to American kids.
So he has the worst day of his life. It's just a montage of everything going wrong. And then the next day he realizes, I am actually getting shorter. He goes to science class. By the way, the science teacher looked like Hillary Clinton, and I couldn't get past it once I realized.
Okay, that's
a different hairstyle, but still. And he's playing with this giantly comically oversized magnet, and he realizes, oh no, my lucky coin is the wrong coin, because the magnet can grab it or something.
Yeah, it means it's made of cobalt or something.
Yeah. And he goes home and he tells his parents, I've lost the coin. And they're like, well, we got to tell you something. Actually, no, they don't tell him because he lost the coin. They tell him because the mum's now the size of, like, the cast of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
She's about 30 centimeters tall. Yeah, and she's just gone full leprechaun.
And they tell him the truth. He is part leprechaun. The dad is from Cleveland, though.
That was the bit that I was like, wait, he is from Cleveland? Then why didn't they just tell him that?
Yeah.
Because that's not a heritage. That's just a previous address.
Yeah. But it exactly goes into the point. They literally say earlier in the movie, but you could have come from somewhere else before Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what they tell him. They tell him Cleveland. So the movie literally points out the problem with them not telling him his heritage. Because they just could have gone further into the dad's heritage. They could have been like, oh yeah, your dad came over, like, great-great-great-grandfather came over as a settler or something. Boom, there's some fucking heritage.
And his real name is Smith, isn't it? Like when he finds out his dad's changed his name.
Yes.
Do we get an explanation as to why they changed his name?
They changed his name to hide from the mum's family, because the dad is against mixed marriages, apparently.
That's right. All leprechauns are evil. I forgot.
Well,
yeah.
I think this is more a metaphor, not for leprechaun, but for gypsies. And look, gypsies do steal a lot, and they have a different sort of culture, and they are a bit violent and regarded as evil. And I say this because my family are gypsies, so which we only discovered when my dad's brother did some family research, and we were even as early as like 3 or 4 generations ago.
Wow, okay.
We were gypsies.
Wow.
So, and the best bare-knuckle boxer in Northern Ireland, his last name is McGinlay, like mine.
Hey.
So,
there you go.
I'm just saying, when I'm around, sit on your wallets, boys.
All right.
Okay, right.
So they're like, all right, we got to go talk to the grandfather, try and get the coin back. He's the owner of a potato chip company, and Kyle's going to sneak in with the school excursion that just so happens to be going to a potato chip company.
It was worse than that. It was worse than that, Sandro. It was the High Achievers Club that,
that's right.
that Bonnie was at. So they're the High Achievers. This is the nerdiest of the nerdy. Where are you going? To a potato chip manufacturing plant.
Look, I guess nothing else happens in this town.
Well, clearly it is. And say what you want about Riley O'Reilly and his evil gypsy leprechaun ways. He is creating a lot of jobs for the local area because I counted 8 security guards protecting a food manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
And this is pre 9/11. Man, he must have had a small army by November that year.
Yeah, I think he was definitely a crime boss as well.
Yeah.
Like, on the side. We don't see it in this movie, but he's definitely pulling some shady stuff.
Now I'm just imagining The Sopranos, but they've all got bad Irish accents.
Yes, that's what I'm after. The chipping industry, it's all a front. It's all a big front.
Oh, we should also point out there's a tour guide in that scene running the tour guide for the High Achievers who has the worst Irish accent of the whole film. Like, congratulations to that woman in a film full of terrible accents. That sounded like a French Norwegian. So well done there.
So Kyle sneaks in, he tells her everything, and then they've got to run from the guards because they spot him telling her everything on the security camera and are like, that is suspicious. So there's a chase sequence, and then he falls down a chute into a bunch of potato chips that Riley O'Reilly just happens to be standing next to, and he says the line, "Oh, you better not bake this one, lads. I think that's my grandson."
That's a fair call.
Shakespeare.
Good work, grandfather.
Yeah, don't bake a child alive. Yeah, that's a good positive spin.
So the grandfather explains that the charm actually contains the luck of the whole clan, the whole family, and now they're all going to turn into to leprechauns, I guess. They're all going to go full leprechaun.
Okay, so not only do they entrust the coin, which has the luck of the entire family,
Yes.
to a child, but they don't tell him that. So even if they told him, right, they're still leaving the luck of the entire family in the hands of a child. Dude, they don't tell him. So he could have just been like, oh, I'm going to pawn this off for $50.
Yeah.
You know, this is real gold. Oh, shit.
But also, yeah, when'd you give it to him as a toddler? He could have just chucked it into a candy machine or something.
Yeah.
And also, what is this luck that they have? It's not an issue I had with one of the grandfather's speeches about how the luck works is, why isn't the luck, really people accepting of the leprechauns rather than the luck is them turning into humans? Just on a bit of history, Ireland hasn't really been that lucky. So for that, we had potato famines, we had over 100 years of civil war, we've got we've got the colonization of the occupied territories. This luck is not really top shelf stuff.
How do they realize that Seamus has it? Is it because Riley O'Reilly's like, it's definitely him?
Yeah, because he says, oh, we went to that Seamus fair or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember. I don't remember anything for this stupid fucking movie. No, they say, oh, we were at the fair, and then the grandfather's like, oh, you were at the fair? No wonder you fucking got your coin nicked. That shady bastard probably took it.
It's full of gypsies.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, we got to go track him down. And they all hop in the car. Somehow Russell shows up. He's just on the street and there's like, I'll join.
Yeah.
That was a massive coincidence.
Is it unlucky or lucky? That's the real question.
The Coincidence of the Irish should be the film.
My favorite movie.
They find Seamus in a van. There's a car chase that was okay. They lose him eventually because the car's wheel pops and he never carries a spare because he's always had the luck.
Oh my god.
Bonnie's like, how could this day get any worse? And it starts to rain.
Nuts.
And then she makes a speech and everyone's happy again. And then the rain just stops. Where is this movie set?
I started wondering, around this time, because they moved away from Cleveland, I was trying to look at number plates to try and guess what state it was in. All I've got is filmed in Utah, so no wonder they're embarrassed to be Irish, because they're not Mormons.
Oh, yeah, and because the rain has stopped, there's a rainbow, and Gramps is like, we got to get to the end of the rainbow.
And what's at the end of the rainbow? Oh my god, it's the bad guy's car!
Incredible.
Because the bad guys have done a getaway at this point, and then this is actually something very Irish. They stop at the first pub.
Yes, they do.
Although I did notice it's classic Disney, as the mum turned Irish, and even at the Irish festival. Look, I'll fully admit, one cliche about the Irish is true. We do like a drink. At no point is she slamming down a whiskey or having some pints of Guinness or anything like that. That, if you wanted some realism, there should have been some absolute rife alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the one most realistic part about this movie is they stopped at the pub for a drink after winning.
But they're all drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's a Coke and bourbon, but they,
That's not what we drink, pal. That's not what we drink.
It's probably Guinness with Coke in it.
And they were singing a proper Irish song in the pub. It's not a pub, it's a diner, ultimately. But the song they were singing was one that I knew, and it wasn't one about it wasn't one of the rebel songs that my parents grew up singing to me when they were drunk. It was just a generic love song.
They find the pot of gold in the van, and Riley O'Reilly's like, I'm gonna steal it. And Kyle's like, we didn't come all this way to do crime.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then, in the most confusing turn of events, Seamus has wizard powers and makes the coins come to life and take Grandpa and transport him outside of the van.
Yeah, 2 feet outside of the van. Yep.
And now he has Grandpa. But Kyle remembered something from earlier. He remembered a bit of exposition when someone said Seamus loves to bet.
Because he's a red man.
Yep.
So he challenges him to a sports bet.
Oh, no, not sports bet. Anything but sports bet.
Yes, he puts his freedom and his grandfather's freedom on the line and challenges him to some sports. And Seamus is like, all right, I'm transporting you to a weird flashback sequence. It looked like it was filmed at like a Renaissance festival.
Yeah, it was very Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when they challenged death to challenge, except it's reversed. He's playing sports that he doesn't recognise. These are there was hurling, which, by the way, if any of you, even if you're not a sports fan, try and have a look at hurling on YouTube, or if it's ever on one of the sports channels. It is the most brutal sport you have ever seen in your life. It is like, imagine rugby and cricket together. So you run at each other, but you hit a ball as hard as a rock at each other as well, and there's tackling. It is so scary, but it's awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's awesome to watch, not to be in it.
Oh, no.
So it ends with a tie. And Kyle's like, well, it's a tie, therefore I'm challenging you again, this time to basketball.
And we should point out that the bad guy's still got the lucky coin here, so it's a bit... it's very Space Jam. I mean, they've got all of the bad guys have got all the powers, and then the kids realise the luck was in them all along, and Kyle, something they just absolutely tack on at the end is Kyle learns the meaning of teamwork and starts passing it to his mates who are actually allowed to get a shot in. I mean, fair enough. If you've got 100% field goal percentage, you wouldn't bother passing it off when they could miss. So, but he learns a lesson there, and what I love is the villain just gets more and more devil-like. They keep adding sort of makeup to him to make him look as horrific as Disney will allow.
Yeah, it turned into almost Teen Wolf, the sort of makeup.
Yeah.
Kyle and his team win by 2 points, and then Seamus shrinks.
I like that little end thing where they all, Kyle's doing a dance on stage.
Oh, I hated this so much.
And then they all get together and sing about how America's great.
It ends with
people get up and sing along, and fuck, God. Man, that I was down to my last beer. I almost threw it at the screen going, man, you've talked about Irish culture and insulted us at the very end. Oh, thank fuck we live in America.
That was pretty terrible.
I love American films, how they have to just rub it in how great they are at the end, you know? Just shove it up your nostrils, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the song? Like, Our Land is Your Land or something?
This land is your land, this land is my land.
Yeah.
Which all I could think about is like the Native American things they spoke about earlier. It's like, they come in, a bunch of white people come in here and they're going, our land is your land.
Very generous of them.
Yeah.
Oh. And then it ends with a freeze frame just to make it even worse, and that's the film.
Of course. Well, everyone loves a good freeze frame, right, Sandro?
And that is Luck of the Irish.
I've just realised I didn't say one note. Did you guys notice how long it took Kyle to turn off his alarm clock?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was so irritating. I was like, I feel nauseous. Please.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Because it's not like a slow little mobile phone alarm of it's the proper old school and it would go for 30 seconds and then he'd turn it on and go, what?
Did you have one of those as a kid?
I had the digital
Right. Yeah. I had one of those actual clocks as a kid. So I've had that wake-up call. So that makes me physically ill to listen to it for that long because that's the sound that wakes you up.
Anyway, that is Luck of the Irish. Danny, what we do is we rate the movie. Is it an oldie or is it a goodie? We could give it an award if you think it's notable enough to earn something else. But what do you think?
It is neither an oldie. It's, it's only 20 years old. That doesn't count as an oldie in my books.
That's true.
And it's definitely not a goodie. It is nothing. I give it the Zen Award for being nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll just rate it a racist.
When you watched it on Disney Plus, it didn't have that warning up top.
Yeah.
Of this was made in a different time, context and stuff. I feel like it should have that.
It wasn't made that long ago. That's the problem.
They don't want to admit.
They can't just say, "Oh, it was a different time," because people would go, "It wasn't that long ago."
It was in all of our lifetimes, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I reckon I'll just slap it with an oldie and move on.
So, what are you going to listen to now?
You could browse endless podcast lists and take a shot.
You could ask your mates and wait for no one to reply.
Or you could listen to us, your friendly castologists, the professional pickers of all things podcast.
Zane, Nick and Liz listen to all the things, so you don't have to, and find the best podcast that should be on your radar.
Every Monday we're coming at you with 3 hand-picked podcast recommendations.
Then we review each other's selections so you know what's really good.
Will we always agree with each other's picks?
Yeah, probably not.
But hey, you're clever. You know how that's how reviews work.
You got this.
That's Not Canon Productions podcast.
Now, there aren't any sequels to this film because it isn't very well remembered, but there is a remake.
What?
Disney Channel India remade this in 2012.
Brilliant. Okay, this I want to see.
Instead of Irish culture, it's Arabic culture. There's genies and stuff in it.
Oh, okay, I would have absolutely loved to see Indians being racist against Irish. That I will absolutely wear. That is fun.
But what is it called? Wait, what's the movie called? Because it's clearly not going to be called Luck of the Irish then.
It's called Luck Lucky Bart. I'm not sure what that translates to.
So what is it? Are the family genies? I'm trying to think. What's an Arabic leprechaun equivalent?
Yeah, the family's half genie, or the kid would be half genie, right? That makes sense.
It doesn't really say on the Wikipedia. It just says, a 16-year-old kid whose class hero has a special gold coin. He goes to an Arabian Nights fair.
Nice.
And meets mystical and sinister characters. It also mentions the genies show up near the end.
Why is there still a coin? Because the whole thing with the coin is it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, leprechaun, bullshit, you know?
Could be like the treasure of the 40 Thieves.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it on Disney Plus? I can't tell. But because there aren't any sequels, we of course got to make up one of our own. And it's not going to just be a sequel. It's 2001. No one just makes sequels anymore. They've got to be crossovers. So here we go. Random number generator, gonna generate a number between 1 and 165. We've done a lot of this show. And the number it hits, we're going to do a crossover between the movie we covered on that episode and Luck of the Irish. Number 66.
66? Okay, yep.
Number 66. This is perfect. Number 66 is the Robin Williams propaganda movie, Moscow on the Hudson.
Oh, no, not Moscow on the Hudson.
This is the movie where a Russian man comes to America and yeah, he learns how much better America is than Russia.
Does Robin Williams play a Russian?
He does play a Russian, yes.
He's quite good at it, of course.
He was good, but that movie had... It was just propaganda.
It was just Russia bad, America good. Let's sing about America and how great it is at the very end. It was just like this. It was a propaganda movie, which is very funny that we got that one.
Zach, I've got a link here. So the dad's original surname was Johnson in Luck of the Irish, yeah?
Yeah.
Robin Williams' character, I'm just on IMDb, is Vladimir Ivanov. Ivanov is a literal translation of Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, their family's connected.
There we go. So that's why he's not from Cleveland, he's from Russia.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Oh, so it's their ancestor.
Yeah, so they bring it. So we've done the mother's side, now we're doing the father's side.
Yeah, and it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. I like it.
So Robin Williams is like the grandfather or something then.
Yeah.
He's 80. The timeline doesn't really work, but who cares?
Actually, no, the dad was quite a bit older than the mum. We could make it the same character. He came over in 84.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, and the kid's like 16 in 2001, so he would have been born in 85.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, in the... Yeah. And the movie, accents just fly all over the place, so it doesn't matter if the dad never spoke a word of Russian. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Sure, the dad was Robin Williams.
And he falls in love with a leprechaun.
Yeah!
It's actually just a rom-com.
Ah!
They're two fishes out of water.
Does Russia try to get them back? Is that the plot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the KGB tries to take them out, but then learns of leprechauns exist and are like, we have to get this, and then they try and steal the gold, and it's a whole thing.
And the shitty twist at the end could be that he wants to be a red, and the Russians think that means the Communist Party, but he actually means a redhead leprechaun. Join the clan.
They're like tapping his phone, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, from Russia with leprechaun. No, I'm trying.
Sounds like an STI.
Could the tagline be? So maybe they've got when they get married. The tagline could be, "It's a sham rock of a marriage."
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, next segment.
It is time for Rotten Reviews. This is the part of the show where I go to the best place to get your reviews, Rotten Tomatoes, to the best people to get your reviews from. Clearly not the critics, because as we all know, critics don't know what they're talking about.
They gave this movie 100%. Don't trust them.
Yes, so they might, in fact, not know what they're talking about this time. Instead, we're going to the much more reliable crowd intelligence and grabbing some interesting reviews from the audience. I'm going to tell you the review that they gave it, and you guys have to guess between 0.5 to 5. Obviously, because we have a guest on, it's going to be a little competition.
Yes.
Starts off with Ben. It gets old and seemingly worse every time.
Every time? Ben, why do you keep watching this movie?
Yes.
The fact that Ben keeps rewatching it, I'm not going to go too low. I think I'll go 2 out of 5.
Okay, 2 out of 5.
There's something that keeps him returning.
Yeah, I was going to go 2, so I'll go 2.5.
2.5? It's 2.5! Oh, that's a point for you, good sir. Yeah.
What an honour.
Marina says, "This dude is kind of cute, lol."
That reeks of bot. Yeah. I think it's going to be 4 stars.
With the exclamation marks, that sometimes means it's 5 out of 5, so sure, 5 out of 5.
Ah, well, you guys were close, but it was actually 1 out of 5.
What?
We have Meredith, who says, "Why is Tim Olsen in this?" Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Hang on. So is she a fan of, like, his one line in Starship Troopers and just can't believe he stooped to this low?
Yeah, clearly.
Wow.
I don't know, 2.
1.
It's actually 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. We have a reviewer called Wow, who says, "It's weird, but I Irish."
But I Irish?
This is the worst review segment we've had ever.
So some drunk guy, 3 stars.
2.
It's 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Which I believe Daddy gets the point.
Wow.
Which means you win.
Is the prize I never have to do that game again? All right.
The prize is that, and also you get to plug your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you can see me do stand-up around Australia, and once they open the world up again, maybe other parts of the world. I've got a couple of podcasts about Australian rules football. They Came to Play, and Danny Boyd, a Bulldogs podcast. And you can just see me do dumb things on YouTube. Type in Danny McGinlay, and you'll see me doing a lot of sports stuff. I just put up I had an idea for a movie, a horror movie about drop bears, so I made a fake trailer for that, just of an afternoon stealing footage off YouTube and things like that. So yeah, maybe the film people will like that.
Excellent. I'll drop some links in the episode description. Check it out. But yeah, thanks for coming on. And, mainly thanks for watching the movie, I guess. Not giving up halfway through and being like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it on, you owe me.
Yeah. If you like our show and want to keep in touch, you can as well. We're on Instagram at Oldie But A Goodie Pod. Same address for Facebook as well. We got the personal Instagrams that you can follow. If you like the show and want to help us out, the best way to do that is to head over to either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Give us a rating, give us a review. We'll shout you out on the podcast if you do as well. That's the number one way to help get us out in front of new people, so we very much appreciate that. Also, make sure to check out other shows on our network. That's Not Canon Productions. Head to that'snotcanon.com to check out some more shows from the network as well. And big thanks to Josh Cake for our theme song. As always, good to give them all shout outs.
Yeah.
Now, Zach, I believe I'm picking next week?
Yes, you are picking next week. So, The Dish, a classic Australian comedy about the first Apollo moon landing.
I work for Working Dog Productions, who made that film, and I'll tell you a fun fact about that they've only just started announcing. There was, so for those who haven't seen The Dish, a story about Australia's part in the Apollo 11.
Yeah.
And there was, in the movie, there's 2 dishes, one in California and one in Australia. And the California one breaks down, so they have to do the Australian one. In reality, there was 3 dishes. There was one in Madrid as well.
Oh.
But Australia did get the feed, and only now they expected, especially when they launched the film in Spain, they would get a lot of flack. No one mentioned it. Only one person picked them up on that floor, Neil Armstrong. So Neil Armstrong sent them a letter saying it was a great film and really accurate except for that one thing. And they kind of kept that to themselves until Neil died, and then they started telling people. So that's a great film.
Okay.
You should do that one.
We have Ealing. A 40-year-old guy has been sheltered by his mother. When she dies, his life is turned upside down.
So what's that, an American remake of Bad Boy Bubby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's definitely what it is.
We have Enemy at the Gates.
Great film.
Follows the life of a Soviet sniper during World War II.
Yep.
We have Exit Wounds.
Yep.
A cop who's known for pushing the limits. Rapper DMX is in it.
DMX! Oh, wow.
We have Memento.
Great film.
Christopher Nolan's breakout movie.
Man, I saw Memento just randomly one night at a cinema. We were like, I don't know, what's that about? And the cinema guy went, I heard it's all right. Knowing nothing, what a mind-blowing cinema experience it was.
Well, we've got some pretty good options this week, actually.
You got great films in there. Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's the last one. So, like, last week we had multiple Disney films. This week we actually have some pretty good ones.
But no, you have to see The Dish. The Dish is one of the best Australian films made this century. It is such a charming little beautiful movie. Like, everyone talks about The Castle, which is a great film, but The Dish is next level. It is, if you haven't seen it, I can't recommend it enough. It's such a beautiful Australian story.
You know what? I think I will go for The Dish because I've always wanted to watch it, but also our format would not work for Memento and Enemy at the Gates. I did a little bit of research. Yeah, it's too dark for our show. It's a comedy podcast. We're doing The Dish. That's the episode right there. We'll wrap it up with the best quote from Luck of the Irish. Mine is probably, history. That's so 10 minutes ago. Now, all we care about is sports.
My favourite quote would have to just be generic bad Irish accent. So, hoity-toity-toity.
Oh, no. I'm bleeping that. Bleeping all of that. Bleepity bleep. Danny, what's your favourite quote?
The moment where I thought they were actually going to have some alcohol and his mum says, I might drink a bit of warm Bonnie Clabber before I go to bed, but Bonnie Clabber is sour milk.
Oh,
actually, I got one more thing. Sorry, guys. I went on the IMDb trivia, and there was something I didn't understand. I'm wondering if you can help me, because you know when there's the IMDb trivia, they've got all the boring stuff, and then it has warning, spoilers.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
This is the only bit of trivia under spoilers. Kyle has the Celine Dion Let's Talk About Love CD on his bedside table when he turns his alarm clock off on the morning of his unluckiest day.
What?
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 Oh, because it mentions the morning of his unluckiest day?
But the CD Let's Talk About Love?
Because only unlucky people would listen to Celine Dion? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, probably wasn't worth going back for. Oh well, thanks, gents.